So yeah, now I can finally talk about something. I remember the last couple of videos. No one's probably gonna tune into this one, but this video's topic is about Tom Brady being the GOAT. So I finally did turn off the music. Probably shouldn't have done that on camera or while I was streaming, but I finally did that. And I'm gonna take off what is it? I'm gonna take off the what is it? The camera audio. We'll take off the audio and take this all down except for the stadium ambiance. So this is okay, let's talk about Tom Brady being the GOAT. So yeah, obviously Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback in the history of the NFL, and there's just not much you can say now to argue with it. Obviously, it probably would have been a good idea to make it on the anniversary of his 6th Super Bowl, which was a couple of days ago. Is the 1 month anniversary of him winning his 6th Super Bowl. But I think just me saying him winning his 6th Super Bowl is enough in itself. Obviously, I don't know as much about football as other people, but just purely just watching the game, this man is the greatest quarterback ever. And he is 42 years old, I think. Or is he 41? Well, he's 40 years old. I just thought it was funny. They did a side-by-side, like the 15-year challenge of Tom Brady and Jared Goff next to each other. And Tom Brady was on the Patriots in 2004. And Jared Goff, we'll call him Josh Goff. Jared Goff is playing Little League Baseball in 2004. So I think that just shows how good he is if he's been in the game for so long and he's still achieving at what he's achieving. It's just there's no arguing with this anymore. He has 6 Super Bowl rings. And now the only reason you can dislike him is just pure pettiness. So that's what this video is basically about. It's just, if you don't admit Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time, it's just petty, honestly. And sometimes you just have to learn and accept greatness. You know, just sometimes you have to just acknowledge that he is a very, very, very good quarterback. Everyone always makes fun of him for his checkdowns, but it's not his fault. His receivers get wide open, or they get open, and he sees them at the right time when they're getting wide open. So I wouldn't say that is a knock on him. He's the man. He is constantly, year after year, game after game, fourth quarter, when the game was on the line, he can just drive down the field and get his team the points that they need. Obviously, the Super Bowl 2 years ago now wasn't a good example of this, but he's still able to do so, you know? It's just, if he just can keep doing it constantly and constantly and constantly, it's like, you just got to acknowledge he's a really good quarterback. Obviously, doesn't have the sparkling 5-0 record in Super Bowls that Joe Montana has, but it's just like, he's won 6 Super Bowls. He has the same amount of Super Bowls as an entire franchise, and he has more Super Bowl rings than 30 franchises in the NFL. And it's just because he plays for one of them, and the Steelers are the other. So it's just like, he's just so good. Like, you can't even argue with that anymore. He's just, if not the best, one of the best players. Because we all know he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. That's a given, obviously. And I think we always all forget, at least I forgot until I watched his documentary again, The Brady Six. He was a 6th round draft pick. You know, he was a 6th round draft pick. And he has won 6 Super Bowls. 6 Super Bowls. How ridiculous is that? 6 Super Bowls. He probably wasn't meant to play in the NFL. Has 6 Super Bowls. That is absolutely insane if you think about it. He was the 199th player picked in his draft, and he has 6 Super Bowls. So he has more Super Bowls than most players. I think, no, he does have the most Super Bowls of any player. Him and Belichick have the most Super Bowls of any player him and Belichick have more Super Bowls, have the most Super Bowls of any coach quarterback combo. So it's just like it just comes to a point in time where it's just like you just can't argue with it anymore. He's just that good, you know? It's just like now, like I'm saying, if you just don't admit that he's the greatest or the best quarterback or one of the best quarterbacks. I mean, he's top 2 now, obviously. I feel like just the 6 rings is just huge, you know? How many players can go out and win six rings, you know? Not many. Not any, right? Because he's the only player to do it. He has 6 Super Bowls. 6. That is absolutely ridiculous. He's 6 of them. Not just 1, 2, 3, 4. He has 6, and he's been in the Super Bowl the last 3 years. Every year, the Patriots have been counted out, and time and again, he just brings them. He just brings them to the Super Bowl. And I just feel like that is a testament in his own right, because he's bringing these players who aren't the best, obviously. They're not the best players. And he's taking them to these Super Bowls. It's like he makes everyone else around him great. You think, obviously, I feel like Gronk obviously would be really good on another team because he's just an absolute monster. But Brady has pinpoint accuracy throws to find him open. You know, I feel like not many quarterbacks could find Gronk the way Brady does, and it's just evident in the way that the game was played against the Rams. It's evident the way that the game was played against the Rams with Jared Goff. He did have open receivers, but he didn't see them in time or hit them accurately enough for his receivers to make those big plays, you know? And Brady had one opportunity to do so, and he did. You know? He found Gronk for that pass that made it to the inside the 5. And yeah, that was all him. Had it not been for that play, Sony Michel doesn't get in for a touchdown. So that's all on Brady. It's just like nothing can be said that it wasn't Brady. It was the reason that the Patriots scored when they did. And obviously, very, very lackluster Super Bowl. It was a very good defensive Super Bowl, but very lackluster. But yeah, Brady is the reason the Patriots did win that. That big play to Gronk was just absolutely spectacular when it comes down to it. And nothing can really be said about that, you know? Oh wow, I'm still with that. So yeah, right now, Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback, or one of the greatest quarterbacks. I guess that's my middle ground. He's one of the greatest. He's top 2 at the very, 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 very least. Because just no one, I don't think anyone will ever be able to match him. Patrick Mahomes, I don't think so. He's very, very good, but he's not going to be able to match him. I just don't see it. Like, he's really good, but he's played Brady twice and lost to Brady twice. So, I mean, what else do you want? Oh my God, why am I so bad? But yeah, Tom Brady is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and he has just established himself as, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and no one can really argue with that anymore because of this 6th Super Bowl win. And like I said, we always forget this dude was a 6th round draft pick. He was the 7th quarterback taken off the board from his draft class, and not a single one of those quarterbacks taken ahead of him are still in the league today. And obviously none of them are nowhere near as successful as Brady because, first player with 6 rings. Like I said, he has the same amount of Super Bowls, or he has the same amount of Super Bowls as one NFL franchise, 2 NFL franchises because he plays for one of them. And then he has more Super Bowl rings than 30 other teams. It's just like, if you have more rings individually than he has more rings than basically the entire league. If you have more rings than the entire league, then that's obviously saying how great you are. obviously Joe Montana has five and 0 in Super Bowl, but I feel like the way that Brady's doing it now is a lot harder for him, as a lot harder for a league, because it's definitely a lot more physical of a league. The players are a lot bigger. Obviously, Joe Montana played before Brady, but yeah, just the league that Brady is playing in now is a completely different league than Montana was playing in. I feel like if you put Joe Montana in the same situation which Brady is in, I feel like Joe Montana would be nowhere near as successful as Tom Brady would be. Because, like I said, Tom Brady takes these, for the most part, he takes very average receivers at the best, Maybe they're above average, slightly above average. But he takes, not the greatest of players around him, and then he turns them into basically like superstar potential, It's just like they're really good when they play with him. Like Philip Dorsett at the Indianapolis Colts, not the best player. But with the Patriots, he absolutely tore it up. Wow. But yeah, like I said, he tore it up. And no one can really argue with what he did at the Patriots. And that's because he was playing with Brady. Got that touchdown pass against Kansas City in Arrowhead at the end of the at the end of the first half against the Chiefs. It's just like, that was a good ball from Brady. Everyone says how he usually always ends up going short or whatnot. And it's just like, he's like really good, And that was a really good throw. But yeah, Brady is a very, 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 very good. And no one can really say anything about it now. Oh my god, why am I so bad? Oh, it's their ball too. Can we make any subs to do anything? I feel like we can't. Damn. Put on Zhang, put on Baldizimo. We don't have speed. We could obviously put on Arnez, but then we want to cheat. 57, 58. Oh my god. Our team's really slow. But yeah, Brady is the GOAT. Can't really argue it now. He is the GOAT. And also, on top of everything, he's just a really, really, really down-to-earth guy. Which just makes it all the better, honestly. He's just such a down-to-earth guy. Really, obviously, he's kind of a bit awkward, if that makes any sense. Like, he's not one that really should be in the spotlight the way he is in. If that makes sense. Like, he doesn't seem like he belongs in the spotlight at all. Because, I don't know, he's just so down to earth. Obviously, he loves being successful. But, like, the fact that he is just a testament to him. For today's man of the match, number 30. Oh, what a save. Yeah, just the fact that he's so successful, just a testament to how much he's willing to succeed, and how much he still feels like he has that chip on his shoulder still.
Onto the pitch, number 11, Jordan Cook.
And we gotta stop losing on this. This is getting very, very
The referee has indicated
but yeah, like I said, he just has that chip on his shoulder. Because he was taken so low, and he has six rings now. He has 6 rings. This is so hard. But yeah, he has 6 rings. 6 rings. Most players don't even win a ring, And he has 6 of them. And he still feels like, and this conversation is still up to debate. And like I said, it's just purely petty now. It's just so petty that this is still even a debate, because he is by far, without a doubt, the best quarterback. But there's still debates on him not being the best quarterback, and it's just like, you just gotta stop with the pettiness at the end of it, because he is a great. He is one of the greats, and we should just be lucky that we are watching him play, or we're all able to watch him play, and I don't know what else. I don't know what else people want. It's just like, he is one of the greatest players in our generation, and people just still don't admit that he is great. And it's just, honestly, for me, obviously, I'm probably a little bit biased because I am a Patriots fan. But it's just like, there comes a time where you just have to admit that he is one of the greatest quarterbacks and just like stop being petty, because the pettiness gets the best of people, and he is one of the best players to ever walk the football field, you know? It's just like, honestly, for me, like I said, partially a little, maybe a little bit biased, but like there's never going to be a quarterback like Tom Brady again. It's just like, there's never going to be a quarterback that you find in the 6th round so late on to be as successful as Tom Brady is, you know? There's never going to be a 6th round 199th pick in the NFL draft that goes on and wins you 6 Super Bowls. It's just like, I guess this is a movie, really. Like, we're literally watching a movie, but this is someone's life. You just put in all this work. And this wasn't a fluke, because he did these same things at Michigan where he went to college. Like, he was one of the best, I wouldn't say one of the best college quarterbacks, but he did time in and time after again. Obviously, there's the whole debate with Drew Henson and on how they were splitting snaps. And then Drew would get them in a hole because they would split halves. And then Tom Brady, time and after again, he would he would win them the game, or at least bring them back. So he's known to be clutch in such high pressure situations. It's just like, not many people can do that, you know? Like, what's his face? Patrick Mahomes. I feel like, obviously, I don't know how it wasn't one of the best games of the season, but on the NFL, I think they voted the Chiefs-Patriots one of the best games of the season, the best game of the season. But it was definitely the Rams and the Chiefs. And when the Chiefs were down, what's his face? Mahomes had the ball. I think he threw an interception, right? At the end of the game. Just like, yeah, obviously he's his first year really getting a bunch of snaps. But still, you know, at the end of the day, it's a high-pressure situation and you're expected to perform. And there's so much hype around him. He won the MVP, though. So, you know, obviously, he's obviously going to be a great, great quarterback. Very mobile, very fast, very smart, strong arm. But he does have a lot. Like, he has, I feel like, in my opinion, he has way better weapons around him. So, he has Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins. He used to have Lamar Hunt. And it's just like, that is an incredible team built around you, you know? And the Patriots, they have Julian Edelman, Chris Hogan. Yeah, they still have Chris Hogan. Julian Edelman, Chris Hogan, obviously Rob Gronkowski, and Sony Michel. And it's just like, I feel like, obviously, you would match up Tyreek Hill and Edelman. And obviously, Edelman is great. But Tyreek Hill is obviously better. He's way more explosive. So obviously you can't say Edelman's better than what's his face? Than Tyreek Hill. And then with Rob Gronkowski probably is better than Travis Kelce. So I guess when in comparison it's tied 1-1. But then Chris Hogan and Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins had like 100-something receiving yards against the Pats in that game, in the championship game. What was it? I don't know, man. I don't want to sound stupid because I forgot. Pretty sure. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, in that game against the Patriots, he had like 200 or not, maybe 200. I don't know. But he had a hell lot of receiving yards. So I feel like Benjamin is better than what was his face? Than Hogan, obviously, and then Lamar Hunt and Sony Michel. Obviously, Sony Michel had it. Went off in the playoffs. Crazy playoff run from the kid. But when it comes down to it, Lamar Hunt was way better than Sony Michel, and I feel like he'll prove that on the Browns. I feel like he's way better than Sony Michel is. But I feel like that's as much ranting as I want to do today. So no one tuned in again, so obviously that kind of sucks. But we'll try it again next time.